The Jake Asman Show will begin shortly. Thanks to all these great Patreon members who help support the show. Get your super chats ready. Jake will be here in just a moment. If you love the New York Jets, this is the place to be. And now, the Jake Asman Show.
I'm not quite sure why, but he said it. CJ Stroud taking multiple shots at Aaron Rodgers. We will debunk each comment one by one. Ladies and gentlemen, it's the Jake Asman Show. Let's hit it and get it started.
Man, our Jets are primed for a historic season. We bleed Jets green each and every day. This is not the same old Jets. We have Aaron freaking Rodgers. We have Garrett Wilson. Let's go. We have Breece Hall. Please subscribe and hit the like button below. Super chat, baby. Cut the line. We have Sauce Gardner. We have Quinnen Williams. The Jets bandwagon is loaded. Now it's time to talk all things New York Jets. It's the Jake Asman Show.
Here we go, Jets fans. Welcome in, everybody. Before we get started, we have secured the tickets for the Jets and the Texans matchup. So if you're one of the Maniacs who is going to the game, please check the Discord and the Patreon for how you could either Zelle or Venmo me the amount of tickets you requested. We got a great deal, lower bowl, $135 each. So please get that money immediately as we are fronting the money for more than 100+ tickets. So shout out to everyone who will be joining us for that game on Halloween. And it's a perfect jumping off point because we're going to talk about the comments made by Texans quarterback CJ Stroud. And I'm still confused why Stroud would say what he said. We just need the season to start, man. There's too many people forgetting who Aaron Rodgers is. But even if, let's say, Aaron Rodgers was retired, these comments wouldn't make any sense from CJ Stroud. Let's start with the one that got most of the headlines. So CJ Stroud, a guest on the podcast $1 Million Worth of Game, said this about Aaron Rodgers versus Eli Manning.
I'm going to have Aaron Rodgers' career or I'm going to have Eli Manning's career. Who career are you taking?
You want the rings, dog. You don't want
That's all that matters is the rings.
That's all that matters is the ring. False. So let's start with that comment, right? Because that to me is just absurd. You would not take Eli Manning's career over Aaron Rodgers' career. It'd be one thing if Aaron had never won a Super Bowl. Aaron Rodgers has a ring. He has a Super Bowl MVP. That's like saying, according to CJ Stroud's logic there, you would take Joe Flacco or Trent Dilfer over Dan Marino if we're going to use that logic. And by CJ Stroud's own logic, that means he would take Eli Manning over Rodgers, Drew Brees, Favre, Marino, Steve Young, Kurt Warner. Like, that's just crazy to me, you know? It doesn't make any sense. 4 MVPs and 1 ring is way better than 2 rings and leading the league in interceptions thrown 3 times. Eli Manning in his career is a 500 quarterback. Now, I think Eli Manning should get more credit for being durable, being a great leader, being clutch in those 2 playoff runs. But come on, man. You're not taking Eli Manning's career. Eli was a fringe Hall of Famer over one of the 5 greatest quarterbacks of all time. Certainly in the top 8. The ring discussion in sports sometimes gets out of hand. Does Aaron need another championship to like solidify himself in like the top 5? You could argue it. You could argue he's there now, but you could argue another championship would certainly help in that regard. But the idea that you would now take Eli's career because he won 2 rings, that to me is just silly. Now, maybe Stroud feels like he has to say this because, if he says he would take Aaron Rodgers' career, Texans fans might feel like he's being selfish because it's supposed to be all about winning. But stop it. Once again, by CJ Stroud's logic, he would take Eli over Breeze, Marino, Favre, Young, and Warner as well. Like, this to me is just silly. Like, you're taking Trent Dilfer's career over Dan Marino's career then, CJ? Like, no, you're not. You taking Brad Johnson's career over Marino's career or Jim Kelly's career? No, you're not. You taking Joe Flacco's career over those guys? That's why the logic is silly. Do rings matter? Yes. But Aaron has a ring. It's, at least to me, more of a conversation if Aaron had never won a Super Bowl. He has a ring. He's a made man. But that's not what I thought was the most egregious thing CJ Stroud said on this podcast. This was the thing that I think is even sillier than choosing Eli's career over Aaron's career. Here's another clip from this podcast with CJ Stroud.
Stafford, Stafford another one, bro. He might be up there with Brady and them, bro.
No, come on.
No,
bro.
that's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah,
that's
that was
crazy.
crazy.
Let me go back. Hey, because look, I'm a look, dog. Hold on, before you do all this shit, I'm a student of the game. Stafford a dog.
He
bro.
is a dog.
No, you don't understand, bro. You saying that? That's all I watch. I don't watch nobody else. I watch Mahomes at times because Mahomes does some stuff that like you can't coach. Stafford, dog. He will beat you with the same thing every time. All that no-lick stuff, I got that from bruh. Like, literally, that's one of my big, like, I'm a fan of his. Like,
He's
when I go to
a great
LA,
quarterback.
I be trying to find, bro.
But
Like,
it's
we got
a
the same
level to
trainers. I be
greatness.
trying to, like, go to where they working out and just watch.
I feel what you're saying.
That's all I'm
He
saying.
elite, dog.
Like Charles Barkley.
If you hold on. If you give Matthew Stafford a chance like Aaron Rodgers, I guarantee he might have had more rings, for sure. I think Matthew Stafford.
Matthew Stafford had more ring than
not
Aaron
even-
Rodgers.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he have another ring probably.
No,
yeah.
I'd say he had like 3-4.
He might. It's
He is,
possible,
bro.
He good.
When you
But what
talking
I'm
about
saying is,
tough
it's
as
levels
nails,
of
dog.
greatness. You got.
I mean, come on. I like Matthew Stafford. He's obviously proven to be a damn good quarterback. He's a Super Bowl champion. But let's stop with he'd have 3 or 4 rings if he had been in Aaron Rodgers' situation in Green Bay. That's ridiculous. I mean, Matthew Stafford literally has the best thing going for him. Everyone talks about Stafford like he was like this prisoner his entire career. He had one of the greatest receivers of all time in his prime in Calvin Johnson. Like, you would think Calvin Johnson actually doesn't exist the way people talk about Matthew Stafford. Stafford is a very good quarterback. Let's stop with he'd have 3 or 4 rings. All right, if Peyton Manning doesn't have 3 or 4 rings, Matthew Stafford wouldn't have 3 or 4 rings. If John Elway doesn't have 3 or 4 rings, Matthew Stafford would not have 3 or 4 rings. If Aaron Rodgers doesn't have 3 or 4 rings, Matthew Stafford would not have 3 or 4 rings. Aaron Rodgers in Green Bay, his defense gave up an average of 25 points per game in 22 career playoff games. Has Rodgers had games where you would say he didn't play well? Sure, I go back to that 49ers performance in the 2021 season where I didn't think he was good in that game, in that ugly, low-scoring game that the Niners eked out in Lambeau. But if you look at Aaron Rodgers' stats in his career, and specifically you look at his playoff stats, it is way more on the Packers' defense or special teams failures than Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers' career in the playoffs, he has 45 touchdowns, 13 interceptions, 100 quarterback rating. The Packers' defense allowed 35 points per game in NFC title games. 35 points per game in NFC championship games. These are the facts, CJ Stroud. So no, Matthew Stafford would not have 3 or 4 rings had he been in Green Bay. He would have probably 0 because Rodgers was the MVP and incredible in that 2010 playoff run, better than Stafford's ever played. So this to me is just CJ Stroud running his mouth, and I like CJ Stroud. Phenomenal rookie year. He's talking a lot for a second-year player, and I love it because I think this only helps the Jets. They get the Texans Thursday Night Football, short week. Aaron Rodgers will remember this. If Aaron's out there healthy, he will use this as motivation. I mean, come on. That's just silly. When you think about it, the idea that like Aaron Rodgers somehow has had like this like disappointing career is nonsense. These are just silly comments from Stroud. He calls himself a student of the game. Well, if you're a student of the game, know that Aaron Rodgers' career in the playoffs, he's got 100 quarterback rating, 45 touchdowns, 13 picks. His defense in championship games has allowed 35 points per game. Was it Rodgers' fault that guy on the Packers blew the onside kick, letting it go through his hands, and Seattle was able to steal that one? I mean, really? And also, CJ Stroud, you got beat by Zach Wilson last year. Just saying. But man, people seem to forget just how good Aaron is. Like Matthew Stafford now, it's amazing. People talk about Stafford like he was a prisoner of war in his career. It's crazy to me. Stafford's got the best thing going. He's like the GOAT of the what if. Oh, if Stafford had this, he'd be this. The ultimate what if. Matthew Stafford is the Tom Brady of hypothetical situations. And CJ Stroud is just echoing that point. So to recap here, Stroud says he'd take Eli over Rodgers' career because you want the rings dog. 4 MVPs and 1 ring apparently is not better than 2 rings and leading the league in picks 3 times, having a career 500 record, and only winning playoff games in 2 years of a 15-year career. CJ would take Eli over the following quarterbacks based on that logic: Rodgers, Drew Brees, Dan Marino, Brett Favre, Steve Young, Kurt Warner. Then Stroud doubles down and says Stafford would have 3 or 4 rings if he had been in Aaron Rodgers' shoes all those years in Green Bay. Yeah, okay. I'll tell you what, you give Aaron Rodgers Calvin Johnson, he'd have more than 1 Super Bowl ring. Just saying. That doesn't get brought up, though, because it doesn't fit the narrative. Comments, questions, super chats. We'll cut the line. Ladies and gentlemen, today's program is presented by my friends at Copper John's Beard Company. Get yourself the best beard products, whether it's the beard oil, the beard butter, the beard balm, the mustache wax. It's all available at copperjohnsbeard.com. Promo code Jake20 will get you 20% off, I swear, by Copper John's products. I use the Copper John's beard oil every single day. The fine beard oil you see here from Copper John's. You want that barbershop smell, that barbershop scent? You got to use Copper John's. The stuff smells great, makes your beard look nice, smell nice, feel nice. What more could you ask for? Beards, mustaches, Father's Day is right around the corner. Get yourself or your father the gift of Copper John's beard products, copperjohnsbeard.com. Promo code Jake20. And oh yeah, Copper John's is owned by a Jet fan. It's a family-owned business. Tyson Allred, the founder, a huge Jets fan, big supporter of my show. So please consider supporting him. copperjohnsbeard.com. Promo code Jake20, and you'll get 20% off with your purchase of any of their beard products. All right, let's open it up now. Comments, questions, super chats, your thoughts on the comments made by CJ Stroud. Ladies and gentlemen, first up on the hotline is someone we hope is now well-rested, Bobby Midnight.
Well, you know, I have my own YouTube show. If I'm awake, I'm going live. Unless Jake has a show, I'm Bobby.
Yeah, Jake, do I look good today?
Oh, you look well-rested, Bobby.
Yeah, I did sleep, yes. After the 1 o'clock show with Nick last night.
Wait, you were live till 1 o'clock?
No, I went on Nick's show last night.
Well, that's not the same thing. We wanted you to just sleep, not go on another show as a guest.
Well, I gave love last night to Connor, then Gunny, then Nick, then you this morning. So, yeah.
You never stop grinding, Bobby.
No, after you, I have a show at 1 o'clock today.
Oh,
I
yeah.
did it. I set it up all by myself. Except the backgrounds thing still. I'm working on that.
We'll figure that out.
Yeah, we're doing good, though.
Well,
You
happy
did
to
get
hear.
me DM to you today.
I sent you more Venmos from listeners to keep the stream going.
Oh, you said Zelle. You could sell it on Zelle. It goes fast on Zelle. My bank told me to call them up. They said Zelle goes faster.
It does, but I
I
had
didn't know
Venmo.
that until they told me yesterday. So
Oh, there you
I
go.
was checking it out. So yeah, I think that guy has a big mouth. He should shut up. He's gonna have a sophomore year. He will remember. His team will only go. Let's see. Let me give them a good number: 6-11.
I think the Texans will be much better than that, but
No.
I hope they well, I hope one of their 11 losses is on 10/31.
Oh, of
That's true.
course we're gonna beat their asses. We beat their asses last year, 30-6, didn't we?
That's correct.
We took care of them. That was great. Yeah, we did great.
I enjoyed it.
The Yankees won last night too, right?
I saw.
What was the score again? I didn't really pay attention.
What was it? 5-1 last night?
And did we get any home runs last night?
Yeah. Giancarlo.
Who won? All right, he's on a roll. He's a good guy. He's getting better.
Mm-hmm.
So you have any guests on to this afternoon, 4 o'clock?
Guess what, Bobby? It's a surprise.
Well, you know that Al's a lion crap of crap. You should check out my new hat. The Jets are freaking awesome. Bobby.
Hit the like button if you're tuned in right now. Motivated T says CJ Stroud caught the league by surprise. Now there's film on him. He should be careful. Look, he's an outstanding quarterback. I just think his opinions are a little silly. I mean, saying you rather have Eli's career than Aaron Rodgers is objectively stupid. Like the ring culture stuff is silly. Would you rather be one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time or a fringe Hall of Famer? Look at the career earnings for Aaron Rodgers versus Eli Manning in like every category besides the Super Bowl category. Rodgers clears Eli. And while Eli obviously had an unbelievable career, it's a silly conversation because once again, by Stroud's own logic, he would take Eli over Breeze, Marino, Favre, Young, Warner. You wouldn't. But it's only Aaron Rodgers who catches these strays. It really is amazing. People really forget how good this guy is. Super chat from Jeffrey. He cuts the line. Thank you, Jeffrey. Bobby, how does one become a bong expert? I've been trying for years and I'm still only a journeyman. Did I miss something with Bobby? Lawrence with a super chat. Aaron Rodgers would have made a second Super Bowl if the Packers recovered an onside kick in the NFC title game against the Seahawks. Correct. Once again, in NFC title games, the Packers defense allows 35 points per game on average. Tyrone with a super chat. He cuts the line. Let them all talk. Jets going 13-4, have home field advantage. An additional MVP for Rodgers. I don't know if we will dominate. I don't know about if we will dominate and shut them all up. Tyrone, I hope you're right. Let all these people do the talking. The Jets could fly a little more under the radar, obviously, this year than they could last year. And I think that's a good thing. I do. Super chat from Raw Power. Guess Plunkett's better than A-Rod. Yeah, that's why the logic is silly. Jim Plunkett, who's not even in the Hall of Fame, according to CJ Stroud, would be better than Aaron Rodgers. Michael, super chat. CJ, you know that Quinnen, Jermaine, Hassan, Will, CJ, Sauce, Quincy, DJ, and the rest will be waiting for you on Halloween. No treats for you, CJ. Amen. Jimbo, super chat. Stroud should be worried about spoon feeding Diggs the ball, or he's in for a long year this year. The demise is imminent. Halloween, LFG, JETS. I love it. I love it. I'm glad Stroud said what he said. I mean, all the extra bulletin board material the Jets can get, the better. J-Quest, Super Chat. I guess CJ wants to be benched for Geno Smith. That is part of the Eli career. And it also got Ben McAdoo fired shortly thereafter. Mike L writes in, Jake, is the rap dropping on the show? If you caught the program yesterday, it was brought up that there should be a rap made about the Maniacs. And Mike L, a.k.a. Purple Belt Mike, went in the studio after yesterday's show and put together a rap unlike anything we've ever heard before.
Yo, check it out, Jet fans. Maniacs, unite. I got 60 seconds to rap for Jake. The Jets are winning the chip. There is no debate. The callers on the show are absolutely the best. Let's see if these green bars can pass the test. You got Bobby Midnight hooking up B-Mac. Allen, there's no fires to put out on this track. I just hope it doesn't go down south. Maybe we'll find out they hooked up on Chief Band's couch. It's the Jake Asman Show. You'll already know what to do. Smash the like button like Bonesy sells shoes. Neil is shirtless, smoking on a cigar, while Harvey is jamming on a brand new guitar. Knoble is the prodigy to future MVP. He can sleep as much as the men on TV. Scott is chasing ducks and calling them ladies, while Gary wishes he birthed Brock Bowers' Davies. Purple Belt Mike is out. One last mission. Aaron Rodgers and the Jets will guillotine the league. Submission.
How about Purple Belt Mike with the Asmaniac rap? Unreal. Shout out to Gator for remixing it. Unreal. We might have something here, folks. What a song. That's awesome. Shout out to Mike. Jam, Super Chat. Talk about absurd take. By the way, this constant media presence and all the love for Stroud's getting a sophomore slump inevitable. AR reality check is coming. Look, I like CJ Stroud. I just think he's insane with these takes. It's amazing. You know, it's funny. Athletes complain about media's opinions a lot of times. They're no better. Have you heard Draymond Green's takes on things? Have you heard Gilbert Arenas' takes on things? Have you heard some of these athletes that have platforms that then give their opinions? New media, all that horse shit, because that's what it is. They're just as bad. Oh, you guys didn't play. You can't opine on our sport. So then they do it, and their takes are a lot of times even worse, like this one. I mean, it's comical. This is low Super Chat. Jake, let's get Waller on the remix. Bars. I don't know. Purple Belt Mike just out-rapped Darren Waller. Kikuchi, Super Chat. I can't wait to watch our Jets make him look dumb on Halloween. Stroud brings up no-look passes for Stafford, not Rodgers, student of the game. The other thing Stroud said that I didn't have time to pull the clip because I'm dealing with 100 people sending me Venmos and Zells right now for the Texans game. Speaking of Stroud, he basically talked about, well, you know, Tom Brady's a great teammate. We don't know that about Aaron Rodgers. If you're a student of the game, go talk to any of Aaron Rodgers' former teammates or current teammates and ask him what type of guy he is. And good for James Jones yesterday. Coming on all the shows, just laughing at Stroud's absurd take. So that's what it comes down to. Comments, questions, Super Chats will cut the line. Let's get to some calls now on the Gusbuster Umbrella Hotline.
If you go to gusbuster.com, you could purchase the best umbrella in the universe. And you could use the promo code Jake, so you'll get 15% off on any of your umbrellas.
First up is Ollie S. That's actually not true because Bobby already went, but Ollie S is second up. Ollie, I got your Venmo, or your Zelle, I should say, for was it a Venmo? Yeah. I don't know. I have it all here. It's a mess on my phone, but you are all set, my man. I'm going to add you to the list. Your 4 tickets will be secured. So thank you so much.
Thank you, man. No, I just was gonna say, like, same to you. Like, I like Stroud, but I don't know. I feel like there could be some kind of sophomore slump just because teams kind of have like more time now to like look at his film in the NFL. And I mean, maybe I'm wrong, and he's like the next best quarterback, but I don't think he has like the like accolades to be like talking about like a guy like Rodgers, like the way he is. But I just can't wait to see him get sacked a bunch when we're there on Halloween. So I'm excited.
I can't wait. Yeah, like I like CJ Stroud, but you know, he's doing a lot of talking this offseason. Now he's got to back it up.
Exactly. No, but thanks for making this work out. It's gonna be super good just watching the game with everybody, and I can't wait.
Yep, sounds good, Ali. So we have to give the Jets 50% of our payment by tomorrow. So that's why I'm trying to collect as much as possible. Because
I totally get it.
Our guy Matthew Volpe, who got the discount rate, is like going to bat for all of us. I don't want to leave him dry with like a $12,000 debt until I can collect all the money. So we're working on it.
I get it. All right, man. Thanks so much.
Thanks, Ali. I appreciate you, man. Someone had a comment here that is so absurd. Cincy Matt, if Stroud was a Jet, you'd back him up. As a player, yeah. On this opinion, no way. No way. All right. There's no chance I would if Stroud was the Jet quarterback, I'd be giddy. But I would not be sitting here saying that's a good take. You're not taking Eli Manning's career over Aaron Rodgers, and saying Stafford would have 3 or 4 rings if he had been in Green Bay is asinine. Asinine. If Drew Brees, Peyton Manning, Kurt Warner, Brett Favre, Dan Marino, Steve Young either have 1 or 0 rings, Jim Kelly, Matthew Stafford would not have 3 or 4 if he was in Green Bay. That's so stupid. It is an outrageously god-awful take by Stroud. Cincy Matt says it was a troll. Well, you know what we do with trolls around here, Cincy. I'm sorry. We'll see you in 5.
Into the shadow realm you go.
That's the problem with Aaron Rodgers. This guy is a cancer that's metastasized throughout the entire building in Florham Park. And I don't know why Jets fans can't see it.
Or, here's another idea that's going to be very controversial. You could shut the fuck up.
See ya. More calls right now, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go to Tim from Fishland. Hello, Tim.
What's up, Jake? Woo-wee. Matt Stafford, huh? Really? That's what he's comparing him to? Wasn't Aaron Rodgers the first quarterback that did the no-look pass, I believe?
Yeah.
And Rodgers was the one that showed Stafford light, being like, hey, Stafford can do the same thing, this and that. Stafford is like a better man's Brett Favre. Really, if you think about it. All right. And as far as the comparison between Aaron Rodgers and Eli Manning, I think they got the wrong Manning. Because then you could make that comparison between Peyton and him, not Eli. Come on. What are we talking about here? Okay. So other than that, no, I'm just looking forward to the day before my birthday on Halloween when we whoop their ass. Now, I want people to continue to talk about Rodgers about this because James Jones said it the other day. I think he said that he saw him at the Kentucky Derby, and he said he could see that fire in his eyes. That you keep talking, he's going to light your ass up.
Hey, I love it, man. All the extra motivation is a good thing, not a bad thing for the Jets.
No, without a doubt. Go, Jets, Jets.
Tim, appreciate you. I mean, it's crazy he said it, but I'm glad he did. Ladies and gentlemen, joining us right now is V8 the Great. What's up, V8?
What's up, Jake? Big shout out to James Jones, Jake. You need to try to get him on the show because he's always having to defend Aaron Rodgers. As for CJ Stroud, though, like I said, I feel like a sophomore slump could come. I like CJ, but it's crazy how he's doing all this talking. He's not getting the same coverage as Rodgers. I get it's political, but it's crazy how you have two people that are both doing probably about the same amount of talking. They're just different topics, you know?
Yeah, I mean, Aaron Rodgers is a lightning rod for people to discuss. And obviously, it's not just media and fans when you have someone like CJ Stroud saying what he said, too.
Yeah, exactly. And like I was back to the James Jones situation. I don't know if you saw this, but Joy Taylor and LaShawn McCoy were saying that Aaron Rodgers isn't at the table with a Tom Brady, a Peyton Manning, a Patrick Mahomes, a Joe Montana. And I just find that kind of asinine because Peyton Manning's last Super Bowl, and I give him credit, it is a Super Bowl. That last season, he had 9 touchdowns, and I think he had 12 interceptions. So I think it's just kind of asinine to say that Aaron Rodgers shouldn't be there because if Peyton Manning, if it wasn't for that defense, Peyton Manning would be in the same predicament Aaron Rodgers is in. It's just Aaron Rodgers' defense never showed up in the playoffs for him. You probably say that. Yeah, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say to your point, think about it. The year that Peyton Manning threw 55 touchdowns in the season, they didn't win. The year where his arm was falling off and they were led by the great defense, that's how he got his second ring. So Peyton Manning can now be, in that hollow 2 quarterback class or that grouping. There's only been 13 quarterbacks that have ever won more than 1 Super Bowl. So that's why it's rarefied air. And I get it. Rodgers, as great as he is, certainly is deserving of more than 1 championship, but it still takes a team. That's the point that I don't think enough people are putting stock in this ring culture. It matters if you're comparing careers, but there's always got to be some context applied to it.
Exactly. And I got into an argument with my cousin because he's a Patriots fan. He tried to tell me that Ben Roethlisberger was better than Aaron Rodgers because he has 2 Super Bowls, and I just had to hang up the phone on him. I'm like, you're going to take Ben Roethlisberger over Aaron Rodgers? Come on now.
Yeah, stop it.
All right, Jake, I love the show. I'm always willing to tap in. Love hearing it. JETS, Jets.
V8, appreciate you. Keep it rolling here. Let's go to a guy we haven't heard from in a while. Ladies and gentlemen, Keith Best is up next. What's up, Keith?
Hey, Jake, number one. I'm glad to be back on here. I've been in trauma for over 3 weeks and not been able to get on here. I had a brain aneurysm in the beginning of May, and they wouldn't let me have my cell phone. I was adamant that I had my cell phone so I could sign on to your show in the morning and listen. I have not seen any TV since May 12th on any reviews. I did watch last night the old Eli Manning and Fitzpatrick Giant game from the older days that was on YouTube. I've not been able to. I told my oncologist this morning, I said, I sign on to this Jet Patron show. I'm a Jet fan, and I listen to everybody. I think I was on here about 6 weeks ago, Wednesday, and everybody was talking about being an analyst. And I said, just trust the process and everything's going to work out. And so what I've seen on Boy Green and what have you, when I had this morning, because they finally gave me my cell phone back from the hospital this morning. So I've had no way to be able to sign on here. I'm out of the hospital. I'm glad for that. I told my doctor this morning, my oncologist, when I had to meet him at 8:30, I said, I need you to keep me alive so I could watch the Jets win the Super Bowl.
Amen, Keith. Amen. Glad you're doing a lot better that you could call in. That's great news.
Yeah. And thank you for the shirt again. I mean, I know you guys all put that together. I got my Jets shirt. It says best on the back, #1. It's beautiful. I know it costs a lot of money, and I really appreciate you guys doing that for me. Thank you very much.
Well, Keith, next time you call in or next time you get home, you gotta put on the jersey when you call in. All right.
I will do that. That'll probably be tomorrow.
I can't wait. Keith, that's awesome. Thanks for checking in. We were worried about you. It's good to hear that you're
I was in the hospital, and, and my friends are not Jet fans. They're all Miami fans. I live in West Palm Beach, Florida. What can I tell you? Everybody's a Miami fan. Everybody's a Dolphin fan.
Yep. No doubt. No doubt.
Except me.
Well, Keith, that's awesome. I'm glad you're doing a lot better, and obviously we're thinking about you. Super chat from Gerald. Thank you, Gerald. If anyone thinks Stafford was ever better than Rodgers, you're either delusional or ignorant. Rodgers owned my Lions. Jets will win the division and go on a huge playoff run if AR is healthy. How about a Lions fan not only watching the show, but sending in a super chat? And I want to make it clear, I like Matthew Stafford. I think he's a really, really good quarterback. I just think the disrespect for Rodgers is getting out of control. All right. When we're saying Matthew Stafford would have 3 or 4 rings if he had the same situation as Rodgers, no, he would not. Are you do people have any idea how bad the Packers defense had been since their 1 Super Bowl year? I don't think people realize this. They don't. Aaron Rodgers had a top 5 defense once in his career. They won the Super Bowl that year. They plummeted to 32nd the following year. Rodgers won the MVP. It wasn't enough. Giants beat them. You've had all three different phases in the Rodgers career in Green Bay that has costed them at various times. How about the playoff games Colin Kaepernick destroyed the Packers defense? Or the game Larry Fitzgerald ran through the Packers secondary in overtime? Or Julio Jones running by Ladarius Gunter in the NFC title game? Rodgers' first ever playoff game at the Cardinals in 2009 should have been looked at as a sign of things to come. The defense gave up 45 points. Kurt Warner had more touchdown passes, 5, than incompletions, 4. So can we stop talking about like Aaron Rodgers is to blame for what happened in Green Bay? It's so silly. It takes a team, man. That's why they got Aaron Rodgers in the first place. Because he hasn't played on a defense this good since 2010. And this defense is better than that defense. I mean, that's the bottom line. Here's the Packers' defensive rankings since the Super Bowl season, according to Pro Football Outsiders. 26, 2012, 8th, 2013, 31st, 2014, 16th, 2015, 9th, 2016, 22, 2017, 24th. Their DC got fired, Don Capers. 2018, 29th, Mike Pettin got hired. 2019, 15th. 2020, 17th. Mike Pettin got fired. 2021, 22nd. Joe Barry got hired. 2022, 20th. Since winning the Super Bowl, the Packers have had just 2 seasons, 2012 and 2015, when they finished in the top 10. They finished inside the top half of the league on just 2 other occasions. 15th in 2019, 16th in 2014. So those are the facts, CJ Stroud, if you're a student of the game. Saying Matthew Stafford would have 3 or 4 rings if he was in that situation with Aaron Rodgers, who's got 4 MVPs on his resume, is asinine. That is silly. So stop it. More of your calls right now. Packer fan B-Mac on line 1. Hello, B-Mac.
Oh, God, man. Jake, the more I think about it, man, I want to take CJ Stroud's dreadlocks, man, and just sling him around and just sling him out of the earth, man, because, saying that Rodgers is not, first of all, I got a lot to say, but again, it's just short, so I want to keep it short. But to say that, first of all, the Eli thing, come on. Yes, he had the 2 great moments. He was the 2 Super Bowl MVPs. He beat the GOAT Tom Brady twice. Great moments. I'm not taking that nothing away from Eli, all right? But I'm taking Rodgers' career over Eli 10 out of 9. 9 out of 10. It's not even close. And people say that Rodgers' career is a disappointment. Or people say that, I just hate that people say that Rodgers has underachieved in his career. If you're gonna say that, can we say that about Drew Brees, Dan Marino, Brett Favre, Colt Warner, like all these guys' careers was they underachieved because they only got 1 Super Bowl and 0 Super Bowls. Like, if you're gonna use that to Rodgers, then use that to all these guys. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and also when you think about it, like Eli has 2 Super Bowl rings, and he was great in the big moments of those games. But it still takes a team. Like, they don't win unless the Giants defense puts Tom Brady on his ass the way they did in 2007 and then 2011. Like it still takes a team. That's the point.
And the whole Matt Stafford thing really rubs me the wrong way. Now, what he said about Matt Stafford really, really pissed me off, because now you just putting fuel to the fire. Now you that's like a punch to the gut. You know what I mean? When you say that, and saying that he would have had more Super Bowls in Green Bay, he would not. He would have 0 Super Bowls and 0 playoff appearances, maybe 1 playoff appearances. All right, Rodgers has elevated mediocre Packer rosters. Like, go look at the 2016 season, the run the table year. They were 4-6. They lost 4 straight. Rodgers said publicly, he said, "I think we can run the table." They did. They rather off 6 straight wins in the regular season, got to the playoffs, beat the Cowboys, the Dallas Cowboys, who were the number 1 seed against a rookie Dak Prescott and a rookie Zeke Elliott with that amazing throw to Jared Cook. Amazing throw, like 3rd and 25. You know what I mean? Like, people, like, look, Matt Stafford is a good quarterback. He's a good quarterback, but he's not even, like, he can't even sniff Aaron Rodgers' jockstrap. And people act like Matt Stafford had bums in Detroit. No, he did not. He had Calvin Johnson, Ndamukong Suh, Golden Tate, Jones. Like Matt Stafford had weapons and good rosters.
Amen. Good call, B-Mac. I mean, look, Matthew Stafford obviously played on some crap teams, but he also had some good teams that made the playoffs. And guess what would happen? They were wild card teams because they couldn't win the division because Aaron Rodgers and the Packers were winning the division. Aaron Rodgers never played with a player as good as Calvin Johnson. Devontae is great. Calvin Johnson's probably one of the 3 or 4 best receivers of all time. More of your calls right now on the program. Ladies and gentlemen, I know what we need. We need the king, King Losi.
Jake, my brother, I see this is what it comes to. This is what everybody's been waiting for. The evisceration of CJ Stroud. This bum. Let me tell you something, man. First of all, CJ, you worried about having your head up Amber Rose ass, okay? Start giving her rides to her car, okay? Don't worry, you talking about football. Son, get the hell out of here. You wet behind the ears, breath smelling like Similac, like that fraud Stephen A. Smith say, okay? You don't know ball. Get out. At the end of the day, Aaron Rodgers is the creator of the no look. He's the creator of all the things you see Matt Stafford doing, okay? Let's not get it twisted, all right? At the end of the day, Aaron Rodgers' success is predicated on the bad defenses he had, okay? At the end of the day, he didn't have good defenses, all right? That man was a magician. The reason why he's being decorated and has 4 MVPs the way he has 4 MVPs is the way he plays quarterback in the NFL. Okay, let's not get it twisted. Eli Manning beat the man. Okay, he beat him twice. That commit. I respect it. So freaking what? All right, the man is 500 in his career. Okay, he threw picks and look, the end of his career, it just looked horrible. All right, I would never want Eli Manning's career over Aaron Rodgers. Are you kidding me? Second, son, when we see you, we already put foots in your ass. When we see you, we're gonna make sure you're gonna be on the floor, son. You can best believe that. We're not playing no games with you. Cue ball gonna be in your lap all night, son. Okay? Because the way you talking like you won something in this damn league. Okay? You starting to sound like overrated Trash Allen over there. Okay? And pretending like he won something over there. All right? Best believe we gonna put something on your ass. Come see us in Jet Life Stadium, and we gonna put something to your motherfucking ass. Cause we not playing with this motherfucker here. Jets.
Let's go, King. I love it. Ladies and gentlemen, the King. Look, here's the thing. Eli Manning had an unreal career. We all would sign for Eli to be the Jet quarterback and give us 2 Super Bowl wins, obviously. But when Eli Manning retired after the 2020 season, guess what happened with Aaron Rodgers' career? He was on his way to winning the second of back-to-back MVP awards in 2020 and 2021. Eli was out of the league. He entered the league a year before than Rodgers did. Eli's been done. Aaron Rodgers is still capable of playing like a top 10 quarterback. You can't even compare. It's a team sport. I'll tell you what, if Aaron had the 07 Giants defense, he'd have more than 1 ring too. Once again, the only time Rodgers had a top 5 defense, he won it all. Look where the Jets defense has been the last 2 years. And that's with the worst quarterback play in the NFL. Cincy Matt is back from the Shadow Realm, and he says Allen left a solid voodoo doll down there. That makes a lot of sense, actually. Tony says, I'm telling you, Jake, it's a mixture of silly dislike based on politics / vaccine stuff and LOL Jets takes. The hate for Rodgers is wild. It is. You're 100% right, Tony. And also, as KO brings up here, the CJ Stroud insinuating that, oh, Rodgers might be a bad teammate, that's why he hasn't won more, is so silly. Stroud said he's a student of the game. He obviously was lying about that. That's not true. Not with takes like this. All right. CJ Stroud went to the school of Gary for his sports takes, apparently. Ladies and gentlemen, joining us right now on the Gusbuster Hotline is Gary. Hello, Gary.
All right. You ready? Get ready.
Let me guess. You agree with Stroud?
I agree with whose career would I rather have? Rodgers won it, so I don't necessarily agree with it, right? The object of the game is to win the game. This is why I call him 27 and 56 Joey. There's only one objective. It's to win, right? Rodgers got there. I will agree with him on this. I would rather – now, this doesn't mean Eli's better than Dan Marino. He's not. Not even close. Dan Marino's, I think, a top 5 quarterback of all time. I would rather have Eli Manning's career than Dan Marino's. I'd rather have Eli Manning's career than Jim Kelly's, even though Jim Kelly, I think he's a top 10 quarterback of all time.
But
Eli is not even close.
That's more of an I would disagree with that, but that is more of an argument than Rodgers, who has 4 MVPs. He's one of only 2 quarterbacks that's ever won that many times, and he has a ring. Like Aaron Rodgers is a made man. He has a championship, and he was the Super Bowl MVP of the game.
Because Stack 5 always says on this podcast, you got to get there at least once. Rodgers did. So I don't agree. I understand his point of view. Like, I'd rather have the second Super Bowl than all the stats, all the accolades, all the trophies. Just give me the second ring. He's not saying that Eli is better than Rodgers. That would be insane. I don't think this take is insane, although Rodgers got one, so I would take Rodgers' career. The Stafford thing is insane. I don't understand the Stafford. Like, you may like Stafford. Like, look, I got Zab Judah on the wall, right? I think maybe the most skilled left-handed fighter of all time. There's nothing Zab couldn't do. Like, 25-year-old Zab was incredible. I can't say because he has incredible skills, I take him over Pacquiao. Look what Pacquiao's done. Look what Zab's done. You may like Zab. You may look at him like, I want to study him, right? That guy can do everything. But you can't say he's up there with Manny Pacquiao. He has never done anything to put him in that level. So the Matt Stafford take is certifiably insane. Like, he may like him. He may really like him and study his game and be like, okay, he does a lot of things I like. But he's up there with Brady? That's what he said?
Yeah, that's what he was saying.
I mean, you may like him. You may think he does things really well, but there's no way. Stafford, he had the Super Bowl, so I'll give it to him. He's really underachieved for a lot of his career. And I'm not trying to hate on the guy. He's a Texan. I like him. I want him to do well, I guess. Right? But like Stafford, he's good for sure. He's up there with Brady. That's insane.
Also, your analogy, as Gator points out, doesn't exactly work because boxers control their wins and losses. Quarterbacks don't. Like, quarterbacks can influence winning or losses more than any other position in that sport. But as I gave you the stats on the Packers defense in Rodgers' career, it takes more than just one player.
I'm not saying Rodgers is he's better than Rodgers. He's definitely not. But when I look back on my career, and I don't agree with him because Rodgers won, but like we all agree that Marino is better than Eli, right? Like we can all agree on that.
Yes.
I would rather have Eli's career, even though Marino's 10 times better. It's not who I think was better, and like I think that's what you guys are misconstruing. He's not saying that Eli's better than Rodgers. That would be ridiculous. He's saying I'd rather have that. I'd rather have the rings than all of the accolades and the stats and the MVPs and the trophies. I'd rather have the rings. And I kind of agree with him.
You can't. You can't. It's not the same thing.
Look, whose career would you rather have, Bill Russell or LeBron James? Take Russell's. He's got 11 championships. Like
to me, that's not an apples to apples comparison. And I'd rather be LeBron. No one talks about Bill Russell being the greatest player of all time. LeBron is in the debate with Jordan.
I don't want to be discussed as the greatest of all time. I won 11 championships. I've done it. Like, this is why we played the game. When you were 7 and you started playing the game, you did it for this reason.
Yeah, but we're going down a rabbit hole now. There were like 12 teams in the NBA then. It's a different sport, different era.
That's fair.
I don't want to do that. If like based on CJ Stroud's logic, Gary, he would rather take the career of Joe Flacco over Dan Marino. Or Nick Foles over Dan Marino. That to me is asinine.
The Nick Foles one is good. Someone should ask me about the Nick Foles thing, right? Because like I would take Flacco's career over Marino's too, because Flacco won, Marino didn't. I'm taking Flacco's career. It's me. I'm not saying he's better. He's not.
You're taking See, like this is what I mean. Like I knew you would be on the side of CJ Stroud because when there's a way for you to be on the wrong side of history, there is nobody better than Gary at 3D Boxing.
Joe Douglas should have been fired 2 days before he was hired.
Nobody gets it wrong like Gary. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time.
It's time for another V-Man call. Hopefully he no sleeping. Adios mio.
Hey Jake, what's up?
V-Man?
There's one thing you did mention is that something Aaron Rodgers never had during his entire career with the Green Bay Packers.
What's that?
Competent special teams. They haven't had a competent special teams unit since about, I think it was either 2006 or 2007 was the last time. Every other year they've been like among the bottom half of the league in special teams.
Look, I'm not sitting here saying that, Aaron hasn't had a playoff game or two where he hadn't played great, but let's go through the stats like I did at the beginning, and it's very clear why Aaron Rodgers only has one ring. When in NFC title games, his defense is allowed on average 35 points per game.
Exactly. That's the thing. Is like the rest of the team has been, like I said, it's either the defense is bad or the special teams coughs it up. I mean, he's had his fair share of hiccup games, but more often than not, it's one of those two things: defense messes up, or the special teams has a hiccup and blows it in a critical moment. That's all.
It's a team sport. Does the quarterback influence win or losses more than any other position in football? Yes, it's still a team sport. That's why it's laughable to say you rather take Eli's career over Rodgers. Eli Manning won playoff games in only 2 seasons of a 15-year career. Like, what are we doing here?
Yeah, exactly. It's ridiculous. And also, you're really going to say this when you're going to play them this year. It's like you're putting a bullseye on your back for the Jets defense, even more than you already have a bullseye on.
I agree, V-Man.
Yeah, no, it's just a ridiculous, lazy take, and like the Stafford stuff is just insane. It's like, come on. Stafford is good, and yes, let's be honest, the Lions were pretty incompetent up until recently, but he's not Aaron Rodgers good. He's good, and yes, he was the final piece probably the Rams needed to get over the hurdle. But he's not that good.
I mean, the idea that he'd have 3 or 4 rings if he was in Rodgers scenarios after the.
Like I said, when you had 3 or 4 rings when Aaron Rodgers' scenario was, he had bottom 10 defenses, terrible special teams. I mean, Matthew Stafford also had those same exact problems with the Lions. They never had a lot. They were not very talented teams. After a few years, and we're supposed to believe that in a scenario that's incredibly similar, he's supposed to do better.
Well, exactly, because Aaron has proven that he's a better quarterback than Stafford, so there's no debate.
No, it's ridiculous, man. It is absolutely crazy.
That's the end of that V-Man call. Now he can go back to sleeping.
All right, more calls on this. Let me get caught up on some super chats here. Card Cape Central. Gary's right. I want to be Brian Scalability. I believe you mean Brian Scalabrini. The spelling by the Asmaniacs on super chats is incredible to me. You're paying money. Don't you want to spell it right, Card Cape? I appreciate you. Or Robert Horry. It's a silly argument, man. You're 100% right. I mean, it's just. CJ Stroud would take Trent Dilfer's career over Dan Marino's career based on his logic, or Nick Foles or Joe Flacco. He would take Eli over Rodgers, Breeze, Marino, Favre, Young, and Warner based on that logic. What are we doing? Ladies and gentlemen, ready for summer. Neil up next. Hello, Neil.
Boy, oh boy, this has got me furious. I got my Losi. Oh, God damn. Anyway, couple things. Eli Manning, again, 500 quarterback during the season. I know he has 2 rings, played great games against the GOAT, but let's not take the fact that the Giant defense, okay, was basically Brady's kryptonite. And, he could not beat the Giant defense because they had the pass rush that put pressure on Brady up the middle and didn't allow him to do what he needed to do. So it was just as much the Giant defense's responsibility for those 2 Super Bowls as Eli Manning. I mean, Eli Manning played great.
Especially the first one. Do you remember what the final score was of the first Super Bowl in 2007?
I'm not a score guy. Go ahead.
17-14. So the Giants defense held the greatest team of all time had they won that game to 14 points.
Okay, now let me just say this to you. First of all, Rodgers' career is not over yet. Okay, he's got 3 more years to do something, and I believe he's going to get a ring or 2, maybe 3. Now, let's look at our quarterbacks in the past. Now, Brett Favre. I loved Brett Favre. I thought we were going to do it with him. 8-3, just beat the Titans, who were 10-0, and he gets a little bicep problem. But what was the one thing in my mind that gave me hesitancy on him winning a big game is Brett Favre in a big spot always threw that interception, that big interception, throwing the cowboy pass. Same thing with Vinny Testaverde. Love Vinny. Best championship, played flawless football for us. But again, if you look at his career, just as many interceptions as touchdowns. And of course, Ryan Fitzpatrick, best touchdown record for us ever, had a tremendous regular season. How many picks did he play in throw in that last game that took us out of the playoffs? I think it was 4 interceptions, Jake.
3 in the fourth quarter.
Okay. Now, what does Aaron Rodgers do better than any quarterback in the history of football? Touchdown to interception ratio. That's what you want. You want a quarterback who's not going to throw interceptions and F the game up. That's what he does. Accuracy. Now, what's another thing? Brains. This guy's been in the league 20 years. There's nothing he hasn't seen. Okay? All right, like Losi said, this kid's still drinking Enfamil, his son from Stroud. We're going to wipe the floor with this kid. He's a nothing. I don't care about his opinion. Now, right this second, based on the fact, and the league's year to year, changes on offense, changes on defense. Is there any quarterback right now, except Mahomes? There's not a single quarterback I would want to drop into this roster from the ceiling and the whole NFL right now, except for Aaron Rodgers, to be on our team to lead us this year. Do you have any other name you would rather have there?
Look, I need to see Aaron come back and stay healthy, but if he's healthy, I still think he's going to be one of the 10 best quarterbacks in the league.
We know he's healthy, Jake. He's running around. He's breaking out of the pocket. He's throwing darts all over the field like he always does.
Right.
We know one thing: his arm is there. The arm.
I agree. Now, I'm just adding the caveat just because he's coming off this injury and he's 40. But I don't think the age is the issue. I don't. I think he's going to play, let's say, 15 games this year, and he's going to have a really, really good season.
Yeah. Here's the other thing everybody's not thinking about. Okay, he is not only is he the quarterback, okay, but he understands and reads the defenses. He understands the game. He makes the offensive coordinator better. He knows how to get receivers better. He places the ball better. These are all major things, okay? If CJ Stroud doesn't have a good offensive coordinator or that guy doesn't have this, there's always a deficiency here. That's why, look, tomorrow I think he's going to be a great quarterback, have a great career. But I can't say Joe Burrow at this stage of his career could come in, you could drop him into a team in training camp like the Jets, and he could get cohesive with Garrett Wilson. Look what Rodgers did in a very short period of time last year in OTAs and training camp with Garrett Wilson. They got on the same page together. They blended, and right now, one guy knows what the other guy's thinking. This is the kind of chemistry that you don't get from a lot of quarterbacks, and all because of brains. Now, so let's suffice to say you haven't had an answer. So the answer is there's no other quarterback I would want on this team. All right, dare anybody in the chat, aside from Mahomes, who the hell would be better for us to win a Super Bowl this year with a top 2-3 roster? Who? I don't see anything. Not Lamar Jackson, because he's too stupid. Okay? He's not going to learn an offense. He doesn't know what he's doing. He hasn't proven anything. He's not going to. He has no rings.
Hey, you can't say that. He learned a brand new offense last year. Was the MVP of the league.
He's not a Super Bowl proven quarterback. Same thing with Josh Allen. He can't win. Didn't win a Super Bowl. Hurts, great quarterback. Eagles. But in the game, he folded a little bit. Who else? Nobody. Okay.
I love your faith in Rodgers. I hope you're right.
Me. I am telling you, it's not even debatable. The guy is unbelievable. Do you understand? He could throw 2 passes from the end zone with 5 seconds, 20, 30 seconds left in the game and win the game in 2 passes. Nobody could do. I've seen him do it with the 2 Hail Marys in that one game. No quarterback could do that.
I can't believe you cut me off, Jake.
Blast off. Yeah. Oh, what a rant from Neil. I love it. Okay. Aaron, with football gods blessing him with health, I think has a very, very good year. I do believe it. And these comments from Stroud only help my belief in that. Don't piss off all-time greats. Now, Neil said Rodgers might have 3 more years with the Jets left, and he could win another couple Super Bowls. Piggy writes, and if Rodgers pops off 2 rings for the Jets, he may be a top 3 New York athlete of all time. Yes. If Aaron Rodgers wins multiple Super Bowls with the Jets, he's on the Mount Rushmore of New York athletes. He is. I mean, that's what we're talking about here. If he wins 1, he'll get his number retired. He'll be considered maybe the greatest Jet ever. That's the significance. Tom says, Favre's cameo and something about Mary was elite. Brett Favre, yes. Brandon, the H, one of my best friends is a Texans fan, so I already had this game circled. Now I can't wait. P.S. Thanks for the gifted membership. Didn't realize I had it till just now. Go Jets. Brandon, welcome aboard. I don't know who gifted your membership, but one Asmaniac definitely did. If you want to get a membership, hit the join button. Become an Asmaniac. 46 more members are needed for a new channel emoji. More of your calls right now, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go to our guy DJ James, a.k.a. New Season. What's up, DJ?
What's up? How you doing, man? Long time no see. I was going to say, I agree with you. If Aaron Rodgers wins 1 Super Bowl, he's a legend. That would be incredible, man. Oh, man. That's what we need. Can you hear me?
I hear you loud and clear.
All right, cool. Yeah, that's all we need. We just need him to win a Super Bowl, and that would be amazing. As far as CJ Stroud goes, I think he needs to be humbled. He had 1 good year. He was born in 2001. Aaron Rodgers was drafted in 2005. I think he just doesn't know how good he was because Matthew Stafford was 2008. He probably clings to Stafford more. But that's bullshit. Like, we know. Like,
yeah, but why? That to me is lazy. Aaron Rodgers won an MVP at age 37, at age 38. It was 2020 and 2021. It was not that long ago.
Yeah, it's bullshit to me too. I just think I think Matthew Stafford's a good quarterback, but like he's been coddled and I feel like they've been glazing him for years, like just because he has a good arm, you know. And Aaron Rodgers has a good arm too. He also already has 1 Super Bowl. And you're telling me that Eli Manning's better because he had 2? I mean, yeah, he's clutch. Like I'll give him that, but all Aaron Rodgers needs to do, he's still in the league. He has one more, like he has 2-3 years left. If he gives us one Super Bowl, he surpasses Eli and he surpasses everyone. So not everyone, but maybe not Brady, but it's still like
if he wins another Super Bowl, he enters the top 3 conversation. I think it's Brady. I think it's going to end up being Mahomes. I think Rodgers with 2 rings and 4 MVPs, and that second ring being with the Jets elevates him perhaps in front of Peyton Manning.
Yeah.
Because think about it. As great as Peyton Manning was, this is where you get the nitpick things when you're in like the all-time great discussion. Manning's second Super Bowl wasn't because of him. Now, you could argue he should have had a second Super Bowl long before that, and his defense failed him, and other situations occurred where he couldn't, win that ring. He had to go through Brady all those times. But, like, you really could have the debate, could Rodgers move in front of Peyton all time? And, like, I think the only quarterbacks that would be in front of him would be Brady and Mahomes if he wins a ring with the Jets. I think he would move in front of Elway. I think you could argue he'd move in front of Montana. Like, I really think you could have that argument with another championship.
Yeah, I think also on CJ Stroud's behalf, it's a little hate because he got destroyed. Like we whooped his ass when he had threw for 91 yards and he got knocked out the game. Like he probably has a sour taste in his mouth.
Yeah. Hey, great call, new season. I have some business to attend to here. Paul Costa is really on my nerves with his asinine comments. He writes in, CJ Stroud is on the rise. Aaron Rodgers is Jim Plunkett. Paul, here's what we're going to do with a moron like you. You're going to spend some time with the sodomites.
Now look what you've done. No more protection from the Asmaniacs. Had to pull you out of the chat and cast you down with the sodomites. Some time in here will feel like you've been run over by the lane train. You understand me? You catch my drift? Give them another 24 hours to think about it.
Don't drop the soap, you bum. Comments, questions, super chats. ISU using his free Asmaniac super chat. AR8, 3 years with Hack in Green Bay, 26 touchdowns, 4 picks, 48 touchdowns, 5 picks, 37 touchdowns, 4 picks. Testaverde's best year, 98, 29 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. Had us knocking on the door. Lowest year equals deep NYJ run. Aaron Rodgers' 2022 season without Hackett could be a deep run with this defense and special teams. And I think he's going to be somewhere between MVP seasons of 20 and 21 and quote-unquote down year of 22. I use the term down year because for him it's a down year. For a Jet quarterback, we'd be building them a statue if they put up 26 touchdowns, 12 interceptions, and nearly threw for 4,000 yards and had a 92 quarterback rating. That's a down year for Rodgers with a broken thumb on his throwing hand. And a bunch of rookie receivers because Devontae Adams got traded, if you recall, that offseason. More of your calls right now. Ladies and gentlemen, Nate, parentheses Nate. Hello, Nate.
Jake, how's it going?
What's up, man?
Pardon me if I don't have eye contact. I'm on my way to work. But I wanted to touch on, I feel like all the other callers made my point. Someone mentioned Eli his job was taken by Geno late in his career. You brought up the Peyton Manning Super Bowl. Peyton Manning's on the same track that Aaron Rodgers was on. But he won his second Super Bowl, like you said, when he was terrible. When he didn't have an arm. I think he had neck surgery and all that. He couldn't throw the ball. My only other point, I guess I see the same argument with like the last caller brought up. Rodgers was drafted in 2005. CJ Stroud never watched Rodgers play. He watched Rodgers on YouTube. He watched all these other guys on YouTube. It's as asinine as the people who talk about Michael Jordan, who are 12 years old, saying, DeMar DeRozan's better and blah, 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 blah. And he played in Plumbers. Like, if you didn't watch them play, I feel like you shouldn't really comment on their career, especially comparing. Yeah, if you didn't watch them playing, you're just looking up YouTube highlights and footballreference.com. It doesn't do anything for me.
Nate, first off, this call is legendary. I mean, no hands in New York. I love to see it. But Stroud is young, but like Aaron Rodgers was elite 2 years ago. He saw it.
Yeah, no, 100%. And one other point, like we learned, like, why are you pissing off Aaron? Like he's on your schedule this year. Aaron Rodgers definitely impacted the Broncos game while Zach Wilson was quarterback, and his name wasn't mentioned. His coach's name was mentioned. So, yeah, I think it's funny. I think, now he has even more fuel to his fire for Halloween. CJ Stroud's going to learn quickly. Other people backtracked. Nate Hackett, Sean Payton backtracked his comments next day. I think you'll see Stroud doing the same in the coming days, especially knowing Rodgers on his schedule.
Nate, excellent call. Where are we biking to? Are you on a city bike?
No, I'm on my regular bike. I had to work.
Nice.
I'm actually going to the garden.
Oh, very nice.
Got the big Billy Joel concert this week.
Ah, let's enjoy it.
Cheers. Take care, Jake.
All right, Nate. Farewell. Nate, parentheses Nate, checking in on the bike. Love to see it. Jet Set for life. Next up.
Okay.
What's up, Jet Set?
Hey, what's going on, Jake? First time caller, long time listener.
Welcome aboard.
Yeah, I'm one of the few people in here that can say they actually watched the Jets win the Super Bowl. I was 5. I wasn't a Jet fan yet, but a year later, I officially became a Jet fan. So I want to say that. As far as CJ Stroud, and he's a kid. He's 22. He said something stupid, and he gonna have to catch the smoke. So it is what it is. I want to apologize to Carly because I think some of the Asmaniacs was a little rough on her as far as her voice goes. I mean, it's what is it? 94% male, 4% female, 96%. And they was attacking her for her voice, man. I didn't think that was cool, man. So I just want to apologize to Carly for that. And I want to shout out my team, Rutgers, Rutgers, Rutgers and the Jets going to cause some problems this year.
Hey, sign me up for that. All right.
All right, let's go. JTS.
Jet Set, check it in. First time caller. The Scarlet Knights. Love it. Cliff D, who comments on every video I post, something about Aaron Rodgers getting hurt again and just being an all-around a-hole. See you later.
Now look what you've done. No more protection from the Asmaniacs. Had to pull you out of the chat and cast you down with the sodomites. Some time in here will feel like you've been run over by the lane train. You understand me? You catch my drift? Give them another 24 hours to think about it.
See ya. Cliff D, one of the all-time bums. If you root for injuries, that tells me all I need to know about you. Ladies and gentlemen, membership update. If you're not an Asmaniac, 46 members away from a new emoji. Make sure you turn on gift receipts in case someone might make it rain. Ladies and gentlemen, joining us on the hotline right now is someone who always has god-awful cell phone connection, but we'll test it out again. JJ, hello. JJ, thank you for the time. Let's go to Cheats Fan. He's up next. What's up, Cheats
Yo, what up? Just woke up a little bit ago, so you can see my bed hair. Here's my topic. Stafford needed I'm not going to use the Lord's name again. Stafford needed a fucking super team to win his Super Bowl. And he needed things to go his way. Rodgers won it as a 6th seed, as a 6th seed. No one's seen that coming. No one's seen them beating the Bears to get there. No one's seen them beating the Steelers. Rodgers could have more rings if his special teams and team didn't fail him. Like, I don't get where this Stroud's coming from. Like, the younger quarterback generation, I might sound like a boomer, but they just like to run their damn mouths.
Well, I mean, it's just I just laugh when athletes like criticize the media and say, "Oh, you didn't play, you can't have these opinions." And then CJ Stroud, who had objectively speaking the greatest rookie quarterback season ever, calls himself a student of the game, has these type of takes. Like everyone's got trash opinions, man.
You've only been in the league for a year. Sit down and shut the hell up and watch the big boys play. You're not. And Stroud ain't winning a Super Bowl this year. This team's nowhere close.
Well, they could. I would just say that. When you
have the Jets, the Chiefs, Steelers with that defense. No matter what, the Steelers squeak out wins to get into the playoffs.
They're good.
You got the Ravens. You got all those other teams. The Ravens bodied them last year.
Yes, I think the Texans have had a good offseason. This to me is not about like the Texans as a team. It's just like CJ Stroud has a very dumb opinion that we have debunked and exposed.
And
on the
Rodgers
show.
is gonna face him and body him. He's gonna body slam him like WWE. He's gonna put his career on the line by ruining his neck like Edge and Daniel Bryan. Yeah, I've been watching wrestling for a long time, if y'all know this. But I'm like, Rodgers could have multiple rings if his team didn't fail him. Now, this Jets defense, I don't think it's going to fail him because defense wins championships. And unless if it's a shootout. But like, I honestly think like the young quarterbacks should just start respecting the bigger quarterbacks. The only reason why Rodgers didn't go on a tear is because the NFL gods and God decided to sit down and humble his ass for a year. And now he's got a fire under his ass, hot enough to burn a hole through your chest. And this man's gonna go wild. Like, seriously, have you like he was trying to even get back to playing last year. Like I said yesterday, if Zach didn't screw you, he could have been playing in the playoff game last year.
You're not wrong. Now, a couple questions for you, Cheats fan. Just a day off from work today?
Severe thunderstorms all day.
Really? So obviously you can't mow the lawn when it's that kind of weather.
No, lightning chances are 40% today.
So what's on the agenda?
Just sitting back and relaxing.
Just chilling on the couch?
That and watching. Like, I didn't catch your late stream, so I caught up with your late stream. I've been up. I was watching your late stream, realized you were on, and then decided to come on.
Did you hear the rap song that name checked you?
Who?
Purple Belt Mike put together a rap about the Asmaniacs, and you were name checked.
Oh,
you want to hear it?
Was it a diss or something?
No, name check. He acknowledged you.
Oh, okay, cool. I'll listen.
All right.
Like I said,
Yo, check it out, your fans. Asmaniacs, unite. They got 60 seconds to rap for Jake. The Jets are winning the chip. There is no debate. The callers on the show are absolutely the best. Let's see if these green bars can pass the test. You got Bobby Midnight hooking up B-Mac. Allen, there's no fires to put out on this track. I just hope it doesn't go down south. Maybe we'll find out. They hooked up on Chief Band's couch. It's the Jake Asman Show. You'll already know what to do. Smash the like button like Bonesy sells shoes. Neil is shirtless, smoking on a cigar, while Harvey is jamming on a brand new guitar. Knoble is the prodigy to future MVP. He can sleep as much as the men on TV. Scott is chasing ducks and calling them ladies, while Gary wishes he birthed Brock Bowers Davies. Purple Belt Mike is out. One last mission. Aaron Rodgers and the Jets will guillotine the lead. Submission.
Your thoughts, Chiefs fan?
Amazing. I liked it. Like I said, I got up like 15 to 30 minutes ago. Like, my boss texted me early in the morning, "There's no way in hell we're doing this with the chance of lightning." And I haven't heard lightning all day today. So the weatherman got it wrong, but what Bossman says, Bossman says.
Did you have any dreams of Red Lobster?
Oh no. Last night, you know, when you have those like drunk dreams.
You got drunk last night.
No, like I didn't drink anything. I'm sobered up now. I went on the bender, and by vodka bottles, I don't mean like a giant bottle. I mean like something like this.
You were just swigging the vodka?
Yeah, I don't mean like those giant bottles of Smirnoff that they're at the bar. I couldn't do a whole bottle like that. But like last night's dream was honestly, hopefully it could come true. All the Asmaniacs were at the Super Bowl, and Rodgers won the same way Mahomes won last year.
Sign me up for that, Chiefs fan.
Yeah. We were drinking. We drank so much we threw up when we met Rodgers. That's how much we were doing it.
I love it. Chiefs fan, do you rap?
Oh, no.
No?
None of that. My singing voice is ass. I ain't gonna try.
Can you give us a song? Come on.
Nah, I'm good. I'm gonna get booed off the stage. I'm good.
Come on, give it. I heard from a source you sing a mean national anthem.
Nah. My voice is fucked today. Like,
do you
like
dance?
No.
Give us a touchdown dance. Come on.
I'm good. Let me do it when I'm not this hungover.
All right. Well, Chiefs fan, I'm worried about you drinking this much. All right, take care of yourself.
Oh no, I don't go on drinking benders. Like yesterday, it just hit me, and I'm like, you know, when that feeling that you lost someone hits you every single year on that date. You know, when it gets to the 5 and 10 year mark, you just like, you know, screw it. Let's just get shit faced for the day.
I got you. Let's get you some liquid IV at least. All right. Promo code Jake Asman.
I have a bunch of Powerades, Gatorade, and lemon water because it'll clean you out. And for another cleanser to clean out your system, I do celery and peanut butter.
Excellent. Chiefs fan, great to hear from you. Enjoy the day off because of the lightning in the area. Ladies and gentlemen, we go back to a man whose internet connection is never bad. JK. JJ.
What's going on, my friends? How you doing today?
How are you?
Pretty good. Real quick, I think we got the CJ Stroud comments all wrong. I think what he said was, in my opinion, was actually a very mature answer. Because what he's saying is he doesn't have to be the MVP of the league every year. He doesn't even have to be the best player of his team. As long as they're able to get the job done and win Super Bowls, that's all he cares about. And I think that if we're looking at it from the perspective of he's saying Aaron Rodgers is better than Eli Manning, well, that's completely wrong. Everybody knows Aaron Rodgers is a better quarterback than Eli Manning. But what Eli Manning brings to the table is he's a Giants legend. Like, he's only ever played for one team. His teammates love him. Everybody loves him. You can't really necessarily say the same thing about Aaron Rodgers, which is not 100% his fault. I mean, he does get a bad rap. But at the end of the day, like, we're looking at it like CJ Stroud said, Aaron Rodgers isn't as good as Eli Manning. I don't think that's what he was trying to say. I think he was just trying to say at the end of the day, all that matters is it's a team sport. So if we can win championships and I can be a part of that and be the quarterback for a championship team, then I'm satisfied with that. That's what I think he was trying to say.
Yeah, but that doesn't make but that doesn't add up because then he says the line how Stafford would have 3 or 4 rings if he played an Aaron Rodgers situation.
Because Aaron
and there it is, the JJ connection. There's nothing like it. Look, if that's what Stroud meant, I guess you could kind of like piece through it, but that's not what he said in the cuts. The question was point blank: which career would you rather have? He said Eli.
I'm gonna have Aaron Rodgers' career, or I'm gonna have Eli Manning's career. Who career are you taking?
You want the rings, dog. You don't want.
That's all that matters is the rings.
Like, that's what he said. Like those were the words from his mouth. Comments, questions, super chats. We'll cut the line. Ladies and gentlemen, lots still to get into here on the program. Let's keep rolling with the calls. We got VR on the line. What's up, VR?
Hey, what's going on, Jake? So CJ Stroud, in my opinion, he just did us a favor. I mean, you ever talk to somebody and then you say like, oh, did I say that out loud? I think, that's kind of what happened. He did a rookie mistake, fumbled the ball and said some comments out of his butt that he just shouldn't have. We're going to play the Texans on Halloween. And, I've heard a lot of like prognostication saying, oh, that might be a game that we might lose because they're a good team. They're an up and coming team, CJ Stroud and stuff like that. But here's the thing. I think that, this is just bulletin board material for Aaron Rodgers. I mean, Aaron Rodgers, have you seen Aaron Rodgers with a chip on his shoulder? How did that work out for the NFC North? If you go to Wikipedia, the Bears Wikipedia page, Aaron Rodgers' picture is there listed as the Bears' daddy. So didn't work out well. And the other point in regards to Stafford, I mean, a lot of points have been made, really, really good points. Context is, really the key to this, this situation. Stafford had arguably the best wide receiver in NFL history in Megatron. I mean, Aaron Rodgers, in his recent career had Devontae Adams, but other than that, he didn't have like first round wide receivers or, even Devontae Adams was a second round wide receiver that just like kind of glowed up. So, I mean, taking all that into consideration, man, like, listen, CJ Stroud, thank you. I want to be on record to say thank you for making those comments because you are going to be a part of the Jets defense having that on the bulletin board for that day for the Halloween game, and it's going to be a Halloween massacre.
Sign me up for that. Please.
Yeah,
There'll be 100 Asmaniacs confirmed in the building for that. So please.
Can I make 2 other points real quick, Jake?
Sure.
One
One of them better be the New York Yankees are the best team in baseball. But go ahead.
Look at this. I mean, come on. You got the hat on. I got the hat on. The Yankees. I mean, like Lewis Gill. You know, we got reserves. I mean, we got the best pitcher in baseball coming back in Garrett Cole. I mean, this is what we signed up for, baby. Like, let's do this. Go Yankees. I mean, like the Murderers Row reborn in 2024 in Soto, Judge. I mean, it's ridiculous. I mean, this team is gonna like maybe break some records in terms of the regular season win total, the way that they're going at this point. So yeah, all definitely Yankees. I did want to bring it back to a serious point. So this month is men's mental health month, and I just wanted to say to the 96% of the people listening today. You know, if you're having issues or whatever, get yourself checked out. You know, it's never too late to go to, a counselor, a therapy, talk to someone. Your mental health is important. And I just wanted to, use this platform to talk about that. And then finally, can I plug my show for Friday?
Yeah.
So Johnny Boy and myself are doing the 411 on New York Sports. It's going to be Friday at 6 p.m. We're going to be talking about generally all sports, just like Yankees talk, Knicks, Nets.
Bobby
Jets,
Midnight's
Giants.
Already on hold. He's already waiting to call in.
He'll most likely call in. Most definitely. We welcome everyone. I mean, his show is like the fastest growing show in YouTube. So, I mean, I don't know if I can keep up with that, but hey, Bobby is a friend of the show and we love him. So, definitely he will call in, but it's going to be at 6 p.m. It's our first inaugural show. And, hopefully we can get some Asmaniacs over there to support. And other than that, man, Jake, have a great day. Always love your show. Always support you. Asmaniacs, you guys rule. Let's do this.
Hey, VR checking in. Love it. More calls right now. Let's go to Jerome, the Packer fan. Jerome.
Yes, give me a moment, Jay. Give me a moment to pull over right quick so I can hear you and you can hear me. So the air won't be coming in this truck. Just one moment. I'm almost stopped here. Because that little pissant, that CJ Stroud. Let's get one thing clear here, people. We got too many of these young whippersnappers that's wet behind the ears, bro, smelling like Similac, talking smack. No team, no offense, even the best quarterbacks overcomes a defense giving up 30 to 40 points. It just doesn't happen. 90% of the time, you lose those games. That just is what it is. As far as Rodgers, the defenses that he had in Green Bay. Now, for all these other prognosticators and people it's real good for the Jets. And this is the kind of thing that's going to give Aaron Rodgers. This is why I believe you guys are going to get the scorch the earth Aaron Rodgers. When people say things they've been saying, this is all bulletin board material. And if no one has ever noticed, no one's ever watched an Aaron Rodgers that's got a chip on his shoulders. Like, have we not learned? But okay, that's fine. I'm gonna be tuned in. I may just come to that game.
I love it.
I may just come to that game. That's crazy. But no, that's all I got, man. Let's go Jets.
Jerome, I love it. This will fire up the Packer fan even more now to root for the Jets this year, especially on 10/31. I love it. Okay, to me, just because you played in the NFL or you play in the NFL, you're not immune to trash takes. And that's what this was. I have no ill will towards CJ Stroud personally, but I'm glad he said what he said because I do think Rodgers is the kind of guy that gets fired up off this stuff. FPP, Jim Plunkett won 2 Super Bowls with the Raiders. I already mentioned Jim Plunkett. According to CJ Stroud, he'd rather be Jim Plunkett than Aaron Rodgers. Based on his logic. Alex says, "Hey Jake, is there a discount code for ordering a Gustbuster umbrella?" There is. 15% off with promo code. If you go to gustbuster.com, you could purchase the best umbrella in the universe. And you could use the promo code Jake, so you'll get 15% off on any of your umbrellas. Boom, more calls right now. Ladies and gentlemen, NY Jets, Florida. What's up, NY?
Jake, good afternoon. Many interesting takes today, but let me
Where are
say
you
a couple
based out of,
things about.
NY? Are you not in Florida?
Oh yeah, near Tampa.
Correct me if I'm wrong. You're in
What?
the Eastern time zone?
Oh, still good morning. Sorry.
I just
I
messing with you.
had a long night last night. I didn't sleep very well last night. My apologies. You caught me there. CJ Stroud, beneficiary of our last place schedule, I believe, first year. So he played a week schedule. I just wanted to go over some of his schedule for this year. Of course, he plays the divisional games, Colts, Jaguars, Titans. So let me give you some of the games. You want to pull them up and go by them? Because it's not an easy schedule. It's actually very hard.
I once again though, I don't think we need to make this about like CJ Stroud versus and his team. Like the Texans aren't going to be good because like CJ Stroud criticized Aaron Rodgers. Like to me, Stroud was just giving an opinion. He probably forgot they play the Jets. Like I don't think he put that much thought into it. It's just more just debunking how silly it is that it's like any of these athletes who spout the media doesn't know what they're talking about. Oh, fans don't know you didn't play. You're all capable of giving trash opinions.
No, doesn't absolve him from the statement though. So let me just go through the schedule because he may get a reality check. This might be his reality check.
Yeah, I
You know
hope
what I'm
so.
saying?
But like I don't. What's the point of going through the schedule? Like the Jets play the Texans. Hopefully they beat them. I think the Jets are a better team than the Texans roster wise. Now they got to prove it. They beat them last year with Zach Wilson.
I know. Okay. Well, I was just saying Bobby actually made a good call in 6 wins. I don't think they're going to win a lot of games. Real quick, they play a couple of weak teams, but they play the Bills, Packers, Lions, Cowboys, Dolphins, Chiefs, and Ravens. I mean, that's not an easy schedule right there.
Yeah, I mean it's a first place
plus
schedule.
the division games. Yeah. So they may not even make the playoffs.
I mean maybe, but I think they're a really good team. So I think they're going to make the playoffs.
They're a good team, but they're not good enough for the quarterback's mouth to go off like that. That's all I'm saying. I'm not trying to down the kid or anything, but he had an easy schedule his first year. Rookie season, everything went smooth. But there's a lot of
NY, come on, bro. He had one of the greatest rookie seasons ever. He's only going to get better in theory. I hope you're right that he has a sophomore slump, especially on 1031. I don't want to make this about like CJ Stroud the player. It's more about like his opinion's stupid. We don't need to take away from what he accomplished as a rookie. Let me tell you something. If CJ Stroud was drafted second overall by the Jets would be viewed in a much different light. Instead, they took Zach Wilson, who, by the way, is the third string quarterback currently at Broncos training camp. JR Jet. Let's see how many CJ earns himself. Hashtag Jet up. Yeah, look, that to me is fair by JR Jet. CJ Stroud's running his mouth about, Stafford would have 3 or 4 rings. Well, if CJ Stroud ends his career and never wins a Super Bowl, who gets the last laugh, him or Aaron Rodgers? Because I doubt CJ Stroud's winning 4 MVPs like Rodgers did, considering there's only been one other quarterback that's ever done that. Right? That has to matter. More calls right now. Ladies and gentlemen, JT is on the line. JT?
Hey, Jake. How you doing, bro?
What's up, man?
Not much, man. I want to weigh into this CJ Stroud thing a little bit here. Yeah, like you said, I think it's great bulletin material. I don't want to take away from anything CJ Stroud did as his rookie year. Like he did some great things in his rookie year. But I don't know, man. This isn't panning well for him to like be set up for a great second year. Saying things like this, adding Baltimore material like this kind of sets up for a sophomore slump type of season. I don't think he's going to. I think they're going to be a good team, but I don't think they're going to be a great team like everybody's, what I mean? Like they're kind of saying. What do you think about the Diggs edition for them?
I think it was a good move because it's strictly a rental for a year. They already paid Nico Collins. They got Tank Dell. It's an all-in move that you make when you're trying to win the Super Bowl, which they have CJ Stroud on a rookie contract, so they can afford to pay the guys around him and bring on Diggs in his contract to make a run at it.
Yeah, I agree. I don't know if it was maybe because he wasn't having like a great time in Buffalo, but Diggs seemed to kind of like drop some passes towards the end of the year last year. Maybe it was a head thing based on him and Josh Allen's relationship because that seemed to sour after the previous year's loss to KC in the playoffs. But I think I think it's going to be a great game, honestly, on Halloween. I don't think we're going to blow the doors off them. I think, honestly, both teams are going to throw up 20-plus points, and it's going to be kind of more of a shootout type of game. The Texans do have a very potent offense, and while we have a good defense, our pass rush can get to them. They have a really good wide receiver core in the three they have, Collins, Dell, and Diggs. I think it's going to be a very good game. But I do want to say shout out to CJ Stroud for saving my fantasy team last year. I picked him up week 2 because I was stuck with Geno Smith because someone in my league decided to go quarterback with the top 4 picks, like an idiot, and kind of screwed up for everybody else. So I wound up with a late Geno Smith after everybody was panicking picking quarterbacks early. So CJ Stroud really saved my fantasy team last year, I got to say.
How long has Aaron been just standing over your shoulder today? Seems kind of odd.
You know, he's got to watch me make sure I keep up the work here. You got to keep me hard at work here. It's kind of hard when I got the Jake Asman show every morning.
Are you familiar, JT? Are you familiar with Boy Green?
I am kind of.
So,
I am Boy Green. I know Boy Green, but yeah.
So multiple people in the comments section have said that your backdrop kind of reminds you of his setup. So Tom wants to know if you made any sweet, passionate love to your fiance.
I don't have a fiance at the moment, no.
So we're going to get into all of it here. Again, my name is Paul Eston Jr., a.k.a. Boy Green. I'm the New York Jets digital reporter for Heavy.com. We come 2 hours after every final whistle here for the post-game show. And I'm going to be honest. The only good thing that happened to me late tonight, early this morning, was making sweet, passionate love to my fiance, which I did after the article was written and that kind of stuff. That's the only good thing that happened. Not great. Terrible.
Actually, I just realized what they meant. Not your background. They think you look like Boy Green. That's what I was confused about. I was like, I don't remember Boy Green having Rodgers as his thing, but
they should have seen me when I had a full beard, dude. I used to have a beard like down to like here. But I guess Boy Green likes to come multiple ways out of the Jets games, huh? I'll end it with that.
Hey, congrats on the sex.
Thanks, JT. Yeah, I'll never forget. One time I took a call from Boy Green, and I still couldn't believe how wild it was.
Joining us right now is a very special guest. We know him as Paul Boy Green Esden Jr. What's up, man?
Jake Gastard Ackman, baby. What is up, Jakey?
What's up, man?
Good Lord have mercy.
Oh, God.
Bop. Whoa, this Gumby-like body for the friggin' New York
Here we
Jets.
go.
That basketball in there, a little, I'm just going to be like, yeah. Well, chutzpah, you know what I'm talking about? Not too shabby. Yes, things grow stale. What the hell? And the crowd goes, what? Little shish kebab, a little, hey, how you doing? That horse was galloping in the open prairie. Tasty, tasty. This team's hyped, by the way. Ooh, I feel like I'm on crazy pills. Like, so, champ, Jets are idiots. See, I told you. Shut up, people. But I don't even, it's pelvic thrust. Multiple. Take care, everybody. Zoinks. I'm gonna lose my gosh darn bananas.
I was not expecting AI Boy Green to be making an appearance.
It was a wild call, folks. I'll never forget it. Hit the like button if you just tuned in. Ladies and gentlemen, Neil with a super chat, dropping 10 buckaroos for the people. We have a top 3 running back room, top 5 tight end room, top 5 O-line, top 5 quarterback, top 3 receiver room. I don't know about top 3 receiver room, Neil, but I'm with you on a lot of the other stuff. Top 3 defense. Yes. Play a bottom half of the schedule. 17-0. Enough. I love it. I love it. Neil, I'll tell you what. If the Jets go 17-0, I don't even know what I would do. I don't know if I'd make it. It would just be too good to be true. Something would happen where I wouldn't get to see it through. I hope you're right. I really do. All right, more of your calls right now. Ladies and gentlemen, joining us on the Gusbuster hotline is an inspiration to all us Jet fans.
Oh my God, I don't know what to say. I really don't.
Have you ever been to a Jet game?
I've never been to a Jet game. I'm 53 years old. I had an accident in 2017, fell 14 feet. I destroyed my back. My shoulder still needs surgery, but I've had my hip replaced. I've had back surgery. Still need a few more. I'm trying to figure out how to raise money for myself to get to a Jets game. I don't drive anymore because of all the medication I'm on. It's just way too dangerous. I want to get to a Jets game and I need help getting there, so I'm asking the Jets fans for help.
Well, I'll tell you what, Harvey. I reached out to someone who had 2 tickets for the home opener, week 3, Thursday Night Football against the Patriots. They are your tickets. You're going to your first Jets game.
Oh my God, that is amazing. That is crazy. I don't even know what to say. I don't want to cry, but well, I sure feel like it. Oh my God, I don't know what to say. I really don't. Oh my God, this is going to be amazing. I can't believe it. I can't wait to tell my son. He's just going to fall over. Thanks, Jets fans.
Harvey, go into the home opener because we got the best listeners and the best fan base in all of sports. And Harvey joins us now. Harvey, you got your ticket sent to you this morning. You're all set.
Yeah, thank you, Jake. Thank you very much. And New York Jeff, thank you. NY Jeff, however you want to say it. This thing with Stroud, man, I don't know. I think he's just blowing smoke. He's a kid. He wants to talk smack.
I just think like these guys get on these like podcasts, they just say anything. It's like it's crazy sometimes.
Yeah, but I mean, he did play really well. But we're gonna smash him anyway. So, and I'm working on a song for the Jake Asman show.
Hey, I'll take that, Harvey.
That's right. It's gonna sound good, man. All right, I'm out of here. You guys take care.
Harvey, love it. Keep it coming. First, we had a rap. Now we might get a song. This channel continues to grow. Shout out to Tyler Delp. I brought Tyler on a freelance basis to help make some social clips for the show. He did a great job with that clip that I just played there. Tyler's awesome. If you guys ever see Knicks Fan TV's social, Tyler's the mastermind behind all that. So got to connect with Tyler through that because I do some work for KF TV. And now we got Tyler on our side. He's also a big Jet fan, so it's perfect. Ladies and gentlemen, another call right here. This guy called in naked yesterday, and we had to end the call. South End Auto Detailing. Up next. Hello. Not in the shower this time. Excellent. But you're on mute. Unmute the mic. South End.
Jake, what's going on, man?
My man.
How you doing, bro?
Hey, you tell me.
Can you hear me? Yeah, I can hear you. I'm out here cleaning some cars. I'm in the fucking Firestone parking lot, you know. So I just wanted to call in about the Stroud comments. I think, you know, it has to do with Rodgers being public enemy number 1, not following through with, you know, the 27 boosters and all that. So it's part of, you know, nobody wants to root for the guy because everybody's set in their own ways where they don't want to agree with people and they don't want to stand against what's being told to us, you know. I don't think it has to do with football.
Are you beekeeping?
No, I'm cleaning cars.
Oh, Gonzo thought you were beekeeping, so I asked this question on his behalf.
No, I'm out here cleaning cars. So I clean cars in parking lots basically all day, every day. I listen to the show, been listening for years. I just never really get to call in. Mike D's Nuts made me call in because I used to work with him. We're from the same city.
No way.
So I was like, I found him on. Yeah, we used to work at a car dealership together. So, and he's a big Honda guy. I'm into old Hondas. He's into old Hondas. So, yeah, seeing him call in, I'm like, yo, I got to call in. I messaged him on Facebook. I'm like, yo, that's you. He's like, yeah. So that's it, man. I love your show.
Bang! Thank you, Mike D's Nuts, for another gifted membership.
Yeah, man. So just want to thank you, bro.
A friend of Mike D's Nuts is a friend of ours. So I appreciate you calling. And also fellow redhead too, right? So I love it.
Yeah, oh yeah, you got a little red in the beard going. So I'll start calling in more. I'm just always working. And just want to say thank you, man. You got me through some hard times. My dog passed in January, 13 years, you know. Listening to you every day just gets my mind off of shit. So appreciate you, bro. Give me real insights and what's going on with the Jets, and you'll hear from me more.
I appreciate it. Call back anytime, man. Great call. Great call. Good luck Good luck at work today, man. Hot day. Respect the grind. Anyone who's got to work outdoors, manual labor. Respect. Shout out the South End. How about that? He knows Mike D's nuts. Small world. Prodigal son with a comment here I want to address. Paying for a membership and getting bombarded with ads is quite offensive. I don't put the ads on. That's YouTube. I don't think you realize this. If you're an Asmaniac, it doesn't mean you don't get ads. It means you get access to the emojis, you get members-only videos, you get the badge next to your name, and it's just a way to help support the channel so I can continue to do this full time. It's not greed. I'm not charging people for memberships. People are donating them. The show is free. You get ads because the show is free from YouTube. No one's bombarding you with ads, Prodigal Son. These are YouTube ads. They put the ads on. Now, when I do sponsor reads, yeah. But if you want me to be able to do this and do 2 hours a day, twice a day, Monday through Friday, and a Saturday show and a Sunday show, and a post-game show after every Jets game for at least an hour and a half to 3 hours, then yeah, there needs to be some sponsors here. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. If you don't want ads, you could join the Patreon and you get the show YouTube ad-free. In audio, if you want it that way. But people who think I make the ads, I don't make the ads. It's called YouTube. I don't own YouTube. I simply broadcast my show on it. And if you don't like YouTube ads, because I hate YouTube ads, I have YouTube Premium, so I don't see ads. I think it's worth I think it's $15 a month. I think it's worth it. JK says it's crazy to not understand how YouTube works. Yeah, I mean, come on. Whizzing Biggs, it's amazing you need to explain that. I mean, I swear, man. I don't control the YouTube ads. Jetpack, can't believe my super chat yesterday inspired all this. I gotta be honest, Jetpack. What was your super chat? You sent so many. Matthew says, YouTube just recently put ads on live streams. It's so effing annoying, but I've never complained to the streamer. Yeah, it's not me, guys. Now, obviously, YouTube pays me and they run ads in exchange for that. But like, yeah, that's how this works. Oh man. Fun show. I have a lot of Venmos and Zells to collect for Jets Texans. We're coming for that CJ Stroud ass on 1031. So if you're an Asmaniac, Venmo me as soon as possible. We're fronting like 12 grand to the Jets to get these tickets. $135 each. Unbelievable deal. So we're excited about that. All right, that's going to do it for me. I'll be back in the afternoon. Stay tuned for more. Hit the like button on your way out of here. And I mentioned Boy Green, so I thought this was pretty cool. So I'm tuned into a show the other day, and I couldn't believe it. Aaron Rodgers actually called in. So I'll play that clip, and I'll talk to you guys this afternoon. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, support our sponsors, join me on Patreon. And by the way, I'm going to be doing some giveaways on social media. So follow me at Jake Asman, at Jake Asman Show on Instagram and Twitter. TikTok at Jake Asman Show too, if you want to follow along there. I'll talk to you guys soon. JETS, 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 Jets.
We have a caller. All right. Well, I guess we'll go to it. Aaron Rodgers is calling into the show. Aaron?
Hey, Paul. I just wanted to jump in here really quick as I heard you had another kid on the way. Congrats on the sex. That's an amazing amount of sex you've been having. I mean, even the dolphins out in the water by my house can't seem to keep up with you, Paul. You legend.
Yes. I appreciate that, Aaron, Mr. Rodgers. I appreciate that, sir.
Hold on, Paul. I'm sorry to interrupt you. I caught a video of you recently visiting the laundromat with some bed sheets that you apparently destroyed. I'm just curious if those were involved in this second kid or if that was just some other random typical night at the Boy Greenhouse.
I plead the fifth.
Gotta run. But seriously, Paul, congrats on the sex. Go Jets.
There he is. Aaron Rodgers. Wow. Okay. I gotta be honest, how distracting that was when oh my god, I'm tearing up. When Bobby calls in and he's like, I'm Bobby. And I'm like, oh yeah, Bobby, that's great. And then all of a sudden, boop, pops in there. Because it's hard for me to explain what you guys see when people attempt to call into the show. There's like a little green room on the bottom of the screen. It tells me the name, it shows me the camera on him. And I just see Aaron Rodgers, and he's just like head nodding throughout the Bobby conversation. I'm like, what the heck? Wow, I've been gatored, as Tio says. I've been gatored. That was impressive. I can tell you. I don't know where you go from there. That is wow. Congrats on the sex. So thank you very much. Oh my God, that was a trip, man. So Aaron Rodgers gracing us with his presence. Gator hopping on there. Congrats on the sex. Very nice. I will tell you, the shop's closed. Not on the sex. Hopefully that continues. But for the baby making, 2 and done. 2 children.
Yo, check it out, your fans. As Maniacs, unite. They got 60 seconds to rap for Jake. The Jets are winning the chip. There is no debate. The callers on the show are absolutely the best. Let's see if these green bars can pass the test. You got Bobby Midnight hooking up B-Mac. Alan, there's no fires to put out on this track. I just hope it doesn't go down south. Maybe we'll find out they hooked up on Chief Band's couch. It's the Jake Asman Show. You'll already know what to do. Smash the like button like Bonesy sells shoes. Neil is shirtless, smoking on a cigar, while Harvey is jamming on a brand new guitar. Knoble is the prodigy to future MVP. He can sleep as much as the men on TV. Scott is chasing ducks and calling them ladies, while Gary wishes he birthed Brock Bowers babies. Purple belt Mike is out. One last mission. Aaron Rodgers and the Jets will guillotine the league. Submission.